Did you know there are laws out there that sound like they came straight out of a comedy sketch, but were actually created to stop humanity from doing apocalypse-level dumb stuff? Yep. While you're busy complaining about a parking ticket or a speed camera catching you at 42 miles per hour, some people have actually been arrested for touching a plant. Not marijuana, calm down. I'm talking about a cactus. These laws that seem like jokes are in reality the last barrier between us and chaos. And honestly, after watching this video, you'll probably look at weird laws with a bit more respect. You might even thank your lucky stars for having to pay that annoying traffic ticket, because trust me, it could be way worse. 1. The saguaro cactus, the law that protects desert giants. It's just a plant. What's the big deal? The deal, my friend, is that in Arizona, destroying a saguaro cactus can get you 25 years in prison. That's right, 25 years! Some armed robbers get out sooner. These green giants have more rights than many full-time workers sweating through their lives for a weekend off. Meanwhile, the cactus stands in the same spot for 200 years, and the law is fully ready to defend it. But it makes sense. The saguaro is basically the luxury condo of the desert. Birds, bats, and even bees move in like it's a natural Airbnb. So when Arizona protects a cactus, it's not just defending a plant, it's defending an entire ecosystem. And of course, reinforcing the idea that in the desert, even a plant has better legal protection than you. 2. Tattoo ban in Japanese baths, protecting tradition. In Japan, tattoos aren't just style, they're almost like a mafia badge. They've always been associated with the Yakuza, which means that giant dragon tattoo on someone's back can be read as, "Hi, I have debts, shady business, and maybe a few bodies in the basement." Now imagine this. You go to relax at an onsen, a traditional public bath, and suddenly a heavily tattooed person walks in. Everyone instantly thinks, great, now the spa is a mafia meeting point. That's why many onsens ban tattoos. It's like banning sunglasses in Las Vegas because everyone would assume you're a professional poker player hiding your cards. Deep down, it's not about the tattoo itself. It's about keeping the public bath's image as a place of purity and calm. 3. The chewing gum law in Singapore. The 90s. Singapore was stickier than a gaming cafe table. Gum stuck everywhere, subway doors jamming because someone thought it was funny to make modern art with Trident, and sensors turning into chewing playgrounds. Result? Urban chaos sponsored by a tiny piece of minty sugar. The government solution? Ban gum completely. And it wasn't just a please don't chew here. No, selling gum could earn you a $100,000 fine or even 2 years in prison. Imagine explaining to your family that you're in jail for chewing a Trident Extra. And the craziest part? It worked. Singapore became the cleanest city on the planet, practically a paradise for germaphobes, and a nightmare for dentists who lost a gold mine in teeth whitening. Bottom line, in Singapore, gum doesn't stick. The law does. 4. Feeding pigeons is forbidden in Venice. But what's wrong with tossing breadcrumbs to pigeons? Only if you think turning St. Mark's Basilica into a public bird restroom is cute, because these birds' droppings are acidic enough to destroy centuries-old stone. Result? Venice, already struggling not to sink, almost lost entire monuments because a handful of tourists thought it was fun to create a walking corn buffet. That's why feeding pigeons there became a crime. In the end, it's not the bread that nourishes, it's the bread that accelerates corrosion. So, while the Leaning Tower of Pisa is still standing, Venice almost turned to dust thanks to the attack of the vengeful pigeons. 5. Sumo in Japan. The rule that saved the sport. Imagine A sumo wrestler, a national symbol and true cultural treasure of Japan, involved in a fatal car accident. The shock was so big that it nearly dragged the reputation of the entire sport down with it. The solution? Simple. Sumo wrestlers don't drive anymore. Sounds extreme? Maybe, but think about it. Nothing kills the thrill of watching two giants clash in the ring more than knowing they could also break their spine driving home. The rule became a way to protect not just the athletes, but the image of sumo, which is more than a sport. It's national pride, tradition, and cultural spectacle. In other words, in Japan, a sumo wrestler can crush an opponent, but not drive to the market.
And now a bonus: the law of magic rabbits in Australia. Australia is that place where everything seems designed to kill you. Snakes, spiders, crocodiles, even the grass looks suspicious. But guess what the ecosystem's biggest enemy was? A fluffy little rabbit. These long-eared terrorists arrived in the 19th century and started multiplying faster than a TikTok trend. The result? They devastated forests, destroyed crops, and turned Australia into a giant all-you-can-eat salad bar for rabbits. It got so serious that in Queensland, owning a pet rabbit is illegal. Unless, of course, you're a magician. Yes, only the hat trick gives you a free pass. So, if you're not an illusionist, adopting a rabbit is basically like dropping an ecological bomb in your living room. Who knew the survival of a continent depended on keeping Bugs Bunny away from the power socket?
The impact of strange rules. In the end, it wasn't superheroes who saved these places, but bureaucrats armed with stamps and paperwork. And, believe it or not, that might just be the superpower of the modern world. Defeating chaos with forms that seem even more absurd than a family reunion full of conspiracy theorists. These crazy laws, jailing people for chewing gum, protecting killer pigeons, or locking up cute rabbits, are, in practice, our last line of defense against collective insanity. They preserve culture, heritage, and ecosystems, even if you have to laugh before respecting them. So do you know any rules so strange they seem like an inside joke from the universe? Comment below. And don't forget, subscribe now before they make a law banning procrastination on YouTube.